voices and songs of yesterday.
Oh, tone.
Made up my mind.
Okay, he's doing really good things here. I love these slides. I don't, with a little bit of vocal fry, which is this sound. I don't, and a slide and scoop underneath. A scoop, all that is going under the note and then getting to it last minute. I don't. That's an over exaggeration, but you get the idea. Now, he's also keeping everything really open. I don't instead of I don't. So you'll notice he's on a lot of sort of sounds. Now, he just has a lovely, velvety, warm baritone voice.
I ain't wasting no more time. Here I go again.
Let him up, Jim. Let me see you, London. Come on.
Oh, it gives me joy.
Searching for an answer. I never seem to find what I'm looking for. Oh Lord, I pray you give me strength to carry on. 'Cause I know I need
Interesting.
to walk along the lonely street of dreams.
Okay, before we get onto this, that's such a wicked screenshot. Before we get into this really amazing chorus, you can hear it a little bit. So this is a few years ago, before he had sinus surgery. Now, a lot of people have said that he has lost his voice since then, and that, to be fair, I've heard some clips of him singing, and it's pretty good considering the amount of surgery that he went through, and he's definitely done some work on rehabilitating here. Now, he has such a natural warm tone at the bottom, and it's nice and relaxed, and he does do a lot of interesting things, like tense his jaw, which is something that I wouldn't recommend for everyone, so do check that out. If that's something you tend to do, is that hindering you? Is that causing you tension in here?
Here I go again on my own.
But then it's nice and open, good technique here. Alone, road, everything's so open. He also has that natural rasp, which it's really difficult to learn to do that because I think that's just part of his tone. Now, there are distortions that we can put on our voice, which, there are techniques for that. However, this is just how his voice sounds, and it's unique and it's wonderful and it has so much soul to it. I have to say, people are a little bit rude about him losing his voice in his older age, and I have to say that I think he's just had some real bad luck with his sinus thing, because here, technique is not bad, and in terms of healthiness, I mean, a lot of people sing a lot worse. And in terms of how healthy he's sounding, although his distortion is a little breathy and isn't the most efficient way, a lot of people sing a lot worse and their voice has been absolutely fine. And it sounds so cool. Days.
'Cause I know what it means to walk along the lonely street of dreams. Come on, baby. Here I go again on my own.
And he's not singing outside of his range either.
The only road I've ever known. Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone. I made up my mind.
So you hear this higher note? Made up my mind. Now he's keeping that. This is quite high, I have to admit. Now he is doing it in such an easy place. He is going a little bit wider with this mix. Made up my mind instead of made up my my mind. And that is often needed on a high mix. Now, this depends on the person. Sometimes if you do have jaw tension, you really want to release down a little bit more. So really, really play around with your jaw position, because something that works for some person that works for him may not work for you. But here you can see this kind of wide, they call it like a pillar box shape. Made on my mind. It's so iconic, isn't it? Woo! Oh, let's talk about that. So now again, he is actually doing that in a really nice, healthy place. He's flipping up to his head voice. Now, a lot of people will try and push their chest voice, and there's no way you will ever make it. However, you can find this by doing a woo woo. If you can do that note on a woohoo, you can sing it. So find it in your woo woo. You want it to be as relaxed as possible. No tension. Don't tense up your shoulders or your neck or your jaw or your tongue. Keep everything relaxed. And again, woo woo woo. If you can do that, you can sing it. To be fair, he can make it quite clean as well. But it sounds like such a habitual distortion. It's so natural. You have to be so careful with distortions in this sort of style, because I feel like sometimes it just sounds really contrived. Like a lot of people be like, here I go again, and it just sounds really like, and yeah, contrived, like it's not their natural voice, and it sounds really, really natural in his voice. And that's something that I talk about a lot with my students, finding the natural nuances that you do and making the most of them. So things that are like a little bit inconsistent or a little bit unusual are often the things that make our voice beautiful. So sometimes there's no point in trying to sound like him. Just sound like yourself in your own way. So these runs, lone, he's making a really big space in his mouth. That's why he's making such a difference between lone, mind. Mind is like a slightly wider, slightly smaller space. Loans, a bit more towards ooh, woo, 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 this kind of dopey sound. And then he's wasting forward placed on that. Good use of her voice. Very good. A lot of air coming through, but very good in tone. That's exactly what you need to do. Of course. These vocals. Wicked. A really interesting voice that I feel like gets a lot of harsh criticism, considering that nowadays his voice isn't as strong as it used to be, but considering he's been through something that really wasn't his fault and is like a massive operation on the vocal area. So I don't know, give him a break. He's still wicked. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.